Hello? Oh, okay, it works. Hey everyone, it's Leanne. What's up? We're doing a PowerPoint today. I'm going to do some dailies really fast. Wow! Woo! Okay, we can hang out a little bit. So last week was, what's it? International Women's Day, and my dad bought me flowers. He bought me hyacinths? Hyacinths? I don't know the name, how to pronounce it, but it's almost in full bloom. It's about 90% blooming right now. The smell is very. I'm really lucky my room is so big, so at least the smell isn't very concentrated. And I do have my window open, but it smells really strong. Quite pretty. I need to remember to take a picture, or at least to post it. Every day I've been taking pictures of it and sending it to my dad for blooming progression. Stream and talk about cosplays. So I have many different ideas going through my head at all times, and this happens about every year, every con season, which is like see something, or at least in the normal time of the year, I see something cool, I see something new, and I'm just like, I like that character, I want to cosplay them. But I have so many ideas that run through my mind every single day, all the darn time. So I'm just like, I need to, you know, corral those ideas, bring it down a bit, and then see which ones I really want to do, weighs which one I can and cannot actually bring to life, realize those projects. Yes, that's what this PowerPoint's talking a little bit about my process, how I come from ideations to executions of things, how I looking at past ideas and then seeing which ones have persisted, which ones I'm no longer interested in, and then working off of those ones. And then finally looking at a bunch of different character references, one's good or not. The plan. Start it in a bit. Dailies, and then we're good to go. We heard a loud barking. My dog is outside, or he's inside, but there's like a cat running around the neighborhood, and my dog has been trying to run outside to go say hello to that cat, and he's just been barking at Okay, we're good to start. So, yes, we're gonna be going on to talking about all these different things I have in mind, and seeing which ones I want to do or not. When it comes to cosplaying, cursor, slide. Cool. Okay, this is my process, how to make cosplays. I come up with ideas, I come up with plans. Which ones am I interested? Which one's appealing to me? After I get a list of the ones I like, I do an analysis of each character. Then I go on to researching parts of them, making drafts, making the actual parts, finalizing them, and then doing a cosplay test. And then the last one would be going to a convention, taking photos. But this is the all pre-con stuff, you know? The at-con stuff we're still working on. When it comes to pre-con, so I do cosplay planning, I think of characters that I like and costumes that intrigue me. I consider characters' personality and body language, and how can I bring those to reality. So to me, cosplay is always part costume, part play, which is bringing let me change the song real fast. So when it comes to cosplay plans, so yes, I have to think about a character, how I can portray them, how I can bring them to life, because you need to get those poses down for photos. You need to find a way to evoke the character besides just looking like them. So that also improves considering if they have props they can use, if they have a certain set that fits their character. A lot of things to do. Yes. Yes. Do. Bam. Okay, just making sure we're playing the stream-friendly playlist. Hey. So when it comes to analysis, then we're going to be going on to seeing collecting references. We're going to be looking at what parts does this character have, each item that's on them, each item they're carrying, what color is their wig, how many different colors are in their wig, if I have to put in different designs and stylings. And then I usually draw each part of those costumes. So I've done them in previous streams where when I do my character studies, I draw the characters' items, all their clothing pieces, their wig styling, all their jewelry pieces, accessories. And then as I get a better understanding of what their costume is made out of, I can think of how I can make each item and how I can put them together. Then when it comes next is research. So then when I have a list of all the items that I'm doing, I need to relate those to real life garments to either find the name of those items or I can find patterns from them. And then I do that with my own clothes in my closet, which is I get these clothing and then I draw these clothing and I look in my closet and I think, okay, well, this is a, mini dress that is slim or tight fitted. I have a dress like that in reality. I can use that dress to start patterning. And that's what I've done for many, if not all of my costumes that I've self-made. After that, we're going to be going into drafting. So once I have those pieces in mind laid out, I'm going to start putting them on mock-up papers or patterning papers and then transfer those into fabric. And I get either cheap fabric or muslin and I sew them up to see what fits or not. I make adjustments from there, like this part's too loose, this part's too tight, this doesn't have the silhouette I need, this part needs to have, interfacing to back it up. A lot of those things go in during the drafting phase. And I do the drafting phase so it saves me from, wasting or misusing my actual final actual costume fabrics. So I use the patterns once I'm happy to make the final garments. I use my real fabric to do it. I make sure everything's nice and fitted. And then I can sew things pretty well from there. And then I also do accessories and props. So making things out of foam, making the armor, making the jewelry, making the headpieces, making the wigs, all that kind of stuff. After that, it's finalizing, which is attaching and strapping things together. So I have had all these separate pieces. I have armor and I have a shirt, but how can I get that armor fitted onto the shirt? It's the thing of strapping, which is attaching pieces, putting on snaps, putting on Velcro, putting on magnets, making things actually fit together. Then once we have all the pieces connected, it's time for a cosplay test. It's when you put on the full costume, you do your makeup practice with it, see what's the best way to evoke the image of the character, and then also do your posing practice, which is getting in front of a mirror, trying it on. What are the facial expressions you can do? What are the poses that the character have? And you can use also references. There's people who do pose references in general for art. You can use them for pictures as well. A lot of pose references for photos and cosplay. And then to do, just taking a lot of selfies while you're at it too. Because sometimes you get a selfie. There's one thing to pose in front of a mirror, and there's posing and taking photos. Because when you take a photo, you can look back on it and say like, hey, this is the part that I do like and this is what I don't like. And then you try to not correct, but to adjust yourself to make that. And the cosplay test is really important because you need that muscle memory, because if you're at a convention taking photos or someone's taking photos of you, you can't see yourself most of the time. So you want to get that muscle memory down so you know how to pose without a mirror and in front of a camera. When it comes to styles that I like, based on my body proportions, I prefer things that are slim-fitted, short length bottoms. So I have, for example, I have wide shoulders and wide hips. My shoulders are wider than my hips. And so I need something that sort of helps balance that shape. So I can either do, I can't do something that's super duper bulky on the bottom. Well, it depends. It depends on the pieces. I have to find a way to balance my silhouette, which is doing. So even if my shoulders are really wide, my upper body is scrawnier than my lower body. So I need things that have larger volume, for example, sleeves, plunge necks, or open like chest neck area. So you can do a balance of what skin is visible, what silhouette and shapes there are. So most of my cosplays have been things like open leg, and then covered top on the top. You can do things with shoulders, and then having like the skin, shown in certain areas to balance that out. So if it's all covered, it's very stuffy on me. I'm not tall either, so I need things that have high waistline for skirts and bottoms. That goes for dresses as well. Higher waistline to help elongate my figure. And I always wear heels when it comes to my cosplays. So for example, I have Hana from Fire Emblem. Her costumes has the wide shoulders that helps balance out with my legs, but you still have non-stuffy legs because she has leg armor and socks, but you still see a lot of leg going on. And also wearing heels then too. We have my idea from Bravely Default. Similar thing, short length, legs exposed, arms exposed, but then you have the shoulder pieces to add shape to it, add a bit of intrigue. And then even if I have my neck covered, you have a plunge top, which helps keep it from being too stuffy looking. And then when I wore my full armor, this is the one that was very overwhelming for me. So when I wore Sophie from Fire Emblem Fates, Fire Emblem If, so Hana is also from Fire Emblem Fates, she has whole upper body armor and then whole lower body armor with a bit of leg window peeking here. Hips armor too, and I have a torso armor as well. And this, I think it really was a disservice to me. So this is one of the only photos I like of my costume, because a lot of the other ones just makes me look very rectangular and blocky, and it really was heavy on me. So ways you can go around it next time you think using, like, for example, thinner foam for the armor so it looks less bulky, but sometimes that affects the appearance too. Sometimes you just need that thickness to make it look more realistic. I have to say, I'm very proud of this armor. I always love the way it shines in photos. It looks incredible. Go me! And then for wigs, I'm also mindful of how a wig looks on me. So certain lengths look good on me, longer looks good on me, bangs look better on me in my opinion. Well, it depends. Depends on the hairstyle. But I prefer longer, and there's literally a certain length I prefer. So I have measurements of hair that looks good on me, like 13 to 15 inches at least. That's why I go for my wig length. And then these are the recent ones that I've done. So similar to what I've said, which is like open chest, short length, and then same thing here. We have open chest, open arms, and they have a draping jacket though, so I did get a little busy. If I had closed it, I think it would be too much in the waist area, so I left my jacket open, and then open legs as well. So these are certain styles that I like to wear in general. Like normally, if you see me, I'm often just wearing shorts or a short skirt, a short dress. I do wear maxi length too, so when it comes to the length line, I can either do short or all the way like floor length. Anything in the middle doesn't look right. It cuts off my proportions. Yeah, that's basically how I dress them. So, and then we're gonna be going through some lists. So this is an old list I have from This is my 2021 stream. So this is way back when, you know. These are some old ideas. The ideas in this list and the list that's gonna come up after, they're all non-committal. Again, me going through this is just for fun. It's just me talking about ideas that I have to convince myself, not to convince you. It's for me. And if I don't feel like doing something in the end, then so be it. All my cosplays are for summer conventions. That's just the time that I cosplay. I always go to Fanime and Anime Expo every year. I would like to branch off from there sometime, go to other conventions, either in the same state or in different states, but then I have to consider weather too. That's a thing future me can think about. But right now, this is where we're at. I often carry Ita bags when it comes to my cosplay, so that does take up either one arm, one shoulder. And that's just something I have to consider. I don't have a designated handler, which is, I don't have a friend or a buddy who is always going to be the one helping me at a convention. I don't have someone who can always be there to hold my stuff for me if I want to take a photo, or if someone takes a photo with me. Sometimes I just throw my stuff on the ground, and so that's something to keep in mind, which is when I cosplay things, it's nice to have a prop, but because I carry so much, I need to think what's a reasonable prop I can carry, or what is a costume that still looks very nice, looks very holistic without a prop as well. And shout out to all my friends who've helped me in the past. Like you don't have to. I never ask this to, or no, I do ask my friends to help, but it's like I don't have the expectation of them to do so for me, so I do appreciate it when they take their time out of the convention to hang out with me and help me around. Really do appreciate it. And then for myself as a note, I have to check if cosplay gatherings and guest lists are out yet, because sometimes those influence what I want to cosplay. So if a convention has a gathering for a certain character, then I want to wear it to that gathering. Or if there's a guest list and the guest list is a voice actor from that series, I want to wear that costume when I meet the voice actor. So these are things to keep in mind for myself. And with these lists of costumes and the ones that are come up in the future slides, I ask that you please refrain from making suggestions of characters who are not listed, or excessively recommending to cosplay certain characters. So unless I ask for outside character suggestions, please don't give them to me, and please don't try to force me to cosplay certain characters as well. I'm here to make what I want and to do what I like. I'm not here to fulfill anything for you. So it's cool if you're like, hey, you know, I love this cosplay you did in the past. It'd be cool if you do like this character for the same series. I'm like, okay, you know, that's okay. But don't be like, hey, I want to see you wear this cosplay. I don't want to see you do that. I don't want to see you do that. I want to see you do this. Don't do that to me. Don't say that to me. Don't say that to anyone. Okay? Okay. So this is my list from 2021. I wonder how many we did do. So this was in an order of priority, and there's a bunch of asterisks that came with it as well. So number 1 was Anne from Paradox Live and Zero Taichi, and as we can see, I did do those. I did them last year. Go me, it only took 2 years. That's okay. I have Timeskip Bernadetta, and I have Ninja Hana, Darkflyer Morgan, Bunch of Fire Emblem, Yanfei, Nemu, Athena, Bloody Groovy Kane, Miyuki Naba, and Phantom Adele. So, I'm gonna color code some of these. So the green are the cosplays that I did do. They did do my 2 top priority, and that's good. Hooray, go me. It did take me some time to make them. Also, conventions weren't back in full swing until just very, very recently. So, no hard feelings anywhere. The yellows are characters or cosplays that I have started. They're a work in progress right now. So I've started Ninja Hana. I've made almost all of her props, and then I didn't do any of the sewing yet. But I'm very familiar with her costumes, being I have made it twice already. So I'm not sweating over it too much. I have Darkflyer Morgan. I've started on a lot of her armor, but I could never find a good fabric for her, and I found making her coat could be really hard, so it's something I've put off. Miyuki Naba 13 Sentinels. I've been making it. I'm so close to completing it. I just have this perpetual chaotic problem of doing things 90% of the way and then stopping. So I just have to kick my butt and finally finish it. I'm having issues with the closure on it. I need to figure out what pieces to do, because originally I had done the dress, with the zipper on the back, but then her dress is too thick in the center piece because she has I have a 2-layer dress for her. There's a lining. I sewed separate skirt from the bodice. I have to attach those two, and then she had a waistband on. It's a lot of fabric for a zipper to go through, so I'm probably gonna switch to doing a lace up, or I have to deconstruct the dress and figure out another way to do it. Yes, hopefully I can finish it this year. I started it 2 years ago? Yeah, 2022. So you can get around to it. I have this in red, which are characters I'm not doing anymore, which is Nemu, Hypnosis Mike. I've just lost interest, don't feel like doing this costume anymore. Or I have this costume, which I should say too. I have purchased this costume, and I'm no longer interested in doing it, so I do have to sell off the costume. The ones that I'm not interested in anymore, and I have started. These are the ones that I have made and have no interest anymore, which is Timeskip Bernadetta and Athena. I've started both of these costumes, but they were for groups that never happened, or groups that like didn't go through. Same with Nemu. Nemu was a group that didn't go through either. And I just have these things that I'm not super attached to and I need to let go of. And this has led me to learn, when it comes to cosplay making for groups, do not rely on other people to make a group. Or at least this is my lesson for myself. If you have a fantastic group, that's perfect, that's wonderful, I'm so happy for you. For my experience, I just learned if I want to make a costume with my limited energy and my limited resources, I should only make costumes that I like. I shouldn't give into when someone asks me, hey, we have a group coming up, we need this role filled, can you do it? I need to think first, do I like this character? Do they appeal to me? If they do not appeal to me, then I shouldn't be making it, you know? And that's where I am now. So these are costumes I need to let go of. I have no idea how I'm going to, if I could like sell costume parts, especially for costumes that I make myself. I've never sold costumes before, but I guess that's a venture I have to look into now. And then we're going to be moving on to our next list. So this is our revised list that I've made this year, partially last year. And these are all costumes that I like, I think. And then we're going to be whittling through and seeing which ones I truly want to do, which ones I nay. And I'm just like, you know, I can survive without this one. And spoiler alert, I have picked on some of these costumes to work on already. So I had been prepping. I had this PowerPoint made last month. A bunch of stuff came up last month. I couldn't stream. So with time ticking down, I was like, okay, I need to at least pick something to work on, or at least some things to order so they can arrive for me to work on. I import my wigs from Japan. I buy them from Assist Wig, Japan. They're made of corn material. They're biodegradable wigs in the future. Or they're like byproduct. The corn is a byproduct of industries, which is cool. So I had to order wigs and just like, I need to get something moving, so because that's gonna take time to arrive to me. These are the costumes. These are the characters I have in mind so far. And we're gonna take a look into what each one I'm interested in doing. So with these 6, we're gonna start, we're going to be having them in this format for the slides. We're going to be doing character name, and then the outfit for that character, and the series or the company that they're from. So you do an image on the left, maybe additional references after that, and then we're going to talk about whether I buy or make this costume. We're going to be talking about a brief design description for each of them, approximate number of pieces, and design elements that I like. And then after that, concerns with cosplaying some of these characters. So the first one I have in mind is Kanae in his Bloody Groovy outfit from Nijisanji. So for Kanae, I have been thinking about this for the last 2 years or so, or 3-ish years, as you can see on my original list from 2021. For this costume, it's a costume I'm gonna make. It's a white crop jacket with white dress pants, black bodysuit, singular feathered wing, ribcage detail, about 3 clothing pieces, 3 accessories, 3 jewelry pieces, earring pieces, and boots. And some of the things I really like about this costume is this ribcage. I love the way this ribcage looks. It's one of the things that caught my attention as soon as I saw the music video. It's this piece that goes around his neck and then in front of his jacket and his turtleneck. And it goes about, well, you know, almost a realistic size of a ribcage, and it's not an anatomically correct one. It's just for fun. But it looks very cool. It has this, it's not flat. It has a 3D structure to it with bone shapes. It looks like something, it's a foam made carving out into diamonds and points and that kind of stuff. And I love the makeup. I think he looks really cool. If I were to do this one, I'd have to do the blood splatter, you know, that's just the direction we're going in. And I have a similar wig, so I'm just like, cool, don't gotta buy a wig, I can do something that I have already. My concerns with this cosplay is that white's not a good color on me. I prefer wearing black. That's what's flattering on me. And the fit is rather awkward for me as well. I have a short torso, and as I've mentioned, I like to do costumes that elongate my figure, so I consider a lot the waistline, or how high the waistline is, and then the length of different things. So he has a crop jacket, cool, crop jackets work well on me, but he has some like regular mid-rise, or not low-rise, but pretty, well, if you look at his hips, those are low-rise pants. Mid to low-rise pants are not it for me. But he has to have that distance to show his mock turtleneck bodysuit going on. So I have to really consider what I want to do there. Uzuha is actually more my style, which is all black outfit, super high, you know, super high up pants. Then but for Kuzuha, there's elements of his costume is just like, I don't know how to do open chest binding. That's territory I'm not going to enter just yet. Yeah. And then also for Kane, he has the boots are gonna be really hard to find for me. Unless I do boot covers. But if I do boot covers, well, either way, whether I buy or make boot covers, they're gonna have to match the shirt, or the jacket and the pants. A lot to go into it. And lastly is the singular wing. I'm really nervous to make a wing. I've never done any wing attachments before, so that's going to be having a harness, right? It's going to be bearing that weight, and it's a singular wing. It's lopsided. The weight isn't there on the left side. So I'm concerned about that. Also, I don't know where this wing is coming from. Shoulder blade, scapula thing going on? Because Kuzuha, he has a canon, official place where his wings sprout from him, but Kane doesn't have that, so it's like, I have to make a guess, you know, a little fun interpretation of where the wings come out, and then how does the wing come out of a jacket and a bodysuit? Those are the things I have to consider. And is pretty up there. A liver I've always enjoyed watching for many. Next, have another. We have Ishigami Nozumi from Nijisanji Irios. Her costume. So recently, I've been all over the place with this. I've been thinking, I like her costume a lot, and she has so many accessories and parts. It might just be easier to buy it, and I'm not the best at sewing actual clothing. I don't know how to phrase this. I can sew, but when it comes to sewing real clothing, like a regular shirt and like pants and stuff, I don't have confidence in myself for some reason. So I usually just put that off to buying. But as I was looking through a lot of different sellers, I was just like, there's this piece of the costume I don't like, and there's this aspect I don't like. And I was like, oh, but this is missing this accessory, and I have to buy and make that accessory anyway. So then I started leaning towards buying to possibly making the costume. So we'll see where this leads us. She has an alternative style clothing, fashion style with a ton of accessories, and this is very reminiscent to Anne from Paradox Live actually. So her costume is very similar to Anne's, and the silhouette, accessory style, and a bit of the color palette as well. It's something familiar to me. I'm used to wearing tons of accessories, and I know how to manage it. She has 4 clothing pieces in reality. Let me see where the... Okay, she has 4, we'll go into that in a bit. 4 clothing pieces, which is... And then a lot of accessories. So a lot. And then, she's going to have her shirt, shorts, and overskirt. And then the... Oh, she has her, like, her inside shirt as well. There's 2 separate pieces. And parts of her that I really like when it comes to costume making, which is, she's drawn by my favorite artist. How exciting, you know? I've always loved this artist, and then I was just like, Akakura-san? Sensei? Akakura-san? And she's... I remember because I was just... I followed her art for so long. And then she comes out with Niji Sanji announced, oh, we have new livers, and I was like, oh yeah, exciting, a new group, and there's tons of members. I think it's really fun when they have huge units. Small units are fun, but huge units are fun too. So Nios came out, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then when they showed her art, I was just like, there's no way. She's drawn by my favorite artist. So, and then when she debuted, and I watched several of her streams at the time, I was just like, oh, I love her. She's hilarious. She's so funny. And she played Animal Crossing really early on, and she would do this like sinister ha 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 ha, ha laugh whenever she caught something, and I was just like, oh, she's a hoot. I enjoy her streams, and she's drawn by my favorite artist, and so it's just like style art visually, I really enjoy it, and then the style is something I've always loved and admired, and it's the perfect melange of things coming together. And then, so when it comes to her costume, I just think it's going to be hard to purchase, so it's something I have to import from Japan, because when it comes to buying cosplays, it depends on character popularity. Genshin, tons of costumes you can buy, but where you might differ is in the maker, manufacturer, or the people sewing the costumes, and then the quality, quote-unquote quality of them, or I would say like tiers of them. So if you have ever bought from Doki Doki, you could be familiar with their SSR ranking for their cosplays, which is their cosplays at different price points, and at those different prices you get different durability with them, you get different materials, different details, and those are all things that are offered to people or to characters that are popular. Genshin, you have a lot of those options, but Ichisanji livers, not so much. There's going to be fewer manufacturers for each of them, and it's basically there might be 1 or 2 manufacturers and all the cosplays are gonna look the same, and if I don't like that cosplay, I might just end up making it myself. Yeah, then I have to import them, so I can't buy them from, like, order from a website to here in English directly. I have to go through a proxy service, buy it in Japan, ship it to the warehouse, and then ship it to me. A bit of extra time. And then if anything goes wrong with the costume, I can't directly contact the company because I bought it through a proxy, so it's almost like a final purchase at that point. So it's riskier. And then even if I buy a costume, what are the chances I have to remake a lot of it? I had this experience when I cosplayed Amp. I bought the costume and I loved it, right? It came with all the clothing pieces, but the accessories were not fulfilling my vision. There wasn't anything wrong with them, but besides, like, for example, this costume came out before we had all the official references of Anne, so they are inaccurate, but it's no one's fault, right? I don't blame them for that. For example, no one knew what the backside of Anne's costume or outfit looked like. No one knew what it looked like. We just had to guess and hope for the best. And then when we had those references, I was like, oh, so this is what it's supposed to look like. So this is how I'm supposed to make it now, and I had to make changes around it. And the costume I bought didn't have a lot of accessories either, so it was missing like the jewelry, so I had to make the jewelry myself. It had a collar, but the collar was incorrect, so I had to make that myself as well. And then the ones that they did make or come with, I was just like, okay, this isn't bad, but I have to correct this aspect of it, or this strip is too long, I have to make it longer. So if I'm gonna spend that much time modifying something, it's like, is it easier if I just make it from scratch? So those are things I have to consider. And also I buy some of my supplies from AliExpress. That takes time to come in. Buying some of the metal hardware, some of the beads, that takes time, and I have to consider that far in advance when it comes to making a costume. I just want to do foam and armor and stuff. You know, I can just make that all from nothing to something, but I'm just like, oh, metal, keychains, bracelets. Yeah, I gotta go buy the supplies now. Another thing is, if I cosplay as her, I have to buy 2 pairs of lenses, which isn't a big deal, it's just kind of silly. So it's double the lens expense, and then I'll have lenses for next year, then, if that's okay. The wigs will be tricky. They're meticulous to do, What happened to the text? Interesting. Okay, the wigs will be tricky, a little bit meticulous to do. There's crowding around the legs and the waist. So, similar to Anne. This can I fix this side? Okay, it's fine. It's okay. You get what I mean. So the wig, what we're looking at are 4 different wig tones. We're gonna have this silvery tone, and then she has a dip dye going on in her hair here. That's gonna lead into light pink. She has blue streaks going through her hair, and then this hot pink part in the front. So the blue streaks here and the hot pink. And then what I've come to think so far is that since she has this blue all the way around, you need like wefts that go all the way around the wig line. This hot pink in the front is going to be just her bang section, and so it's planning those things like that. It's like, okay, I have to buy this length here, this length there, this width here, this width there, this thickness. There's a lot. And then I have to think of things like, okay, what's the order I do things? So I order a wig, right? I have to dye the wig, so I have to dye it first, and then actually, no, the first thing I do should I cut it first? So I dye the wig, and then I curl the wig or make waves. I can do curls and then, you know, brush out the waves. And then I cut it to the length that I want. And then for the length, I'm looking at proportions as I do all my costumes, which is I look at where these pieces hit on the body, and then I look at where that is on me, and then make this use as the deciding factor for length. So she has this overskirt, which is very high waist, past her natural waist. So, and then up to her about mid-thigh. That's where I'm gonna measure on myself as well. And so when she has her hair down, it's going to be right above her butt, which is a very, very long wig. And so I need to get wig that when curled is hitting that length. And then actually before I even curl, so what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to dip dye the wig, attach all the wefts, and then cut the bangs probably, and then curl, and then do finalizing, which is curl, making sure the length is correct, cutting the pieces in the front, and then doing a permanent tie back for the bow. She has a like half updo up here. Whoa! And then she has, similar to Anne, a lot of crowding around the waist and the legs. So a lot of waist accessories going on here. I don't have anime torso length. My torso is not that long, so I need to think about how long am I making this shirt to look appropriate, and then how much can I fit on my waist. She has 2 belts going on and 4 chains hanging off of her belts. And then not only does she have the belts, but you can see each layer of her bottoms on. You can see her fishnet. You can see her overskirt. You can see her shorts under. And then you have all those belts on top of it. So there's a lot to consider, and I'm afraid it can look strange on me who is not tall. And then when it comes to her legs, she has 2 pairs of socks on. She has the fishnets and she has stockings. Which stockings with tears in them too. So it's like, how do I keep these socks up on top of these fishnet? And then I have this belted garter on top of them. And then these high boots. That's a lot to consider. And then, I've mentioned in the previous streams, I got some new boots and I was super excited for them. I was like, yeah, tall boots, woohoo, they're gonna look really good. I can wear them for cosplays. Yeah, those boots absolutely wrecked my feet and like my body. I was exhausted after wearing them. And mind you, I'm very good in heels. I can wear 4-inch heels all con and be perfectly fine. But these boots were really, really rough. They're half size to one size too big, so I think it affected me a lot. It has a back zipper like she does here, but it was so unfortunate. The zipper kept poking into me and it just rubbed like the back of my ankle raw. And yeah, it was painful. So I don't know. I need to think about that too. I gotta buy boots. There's a lot of design elements that I like though, and it's something I look forward to. But yeah, there's just a lot going on here. And then, you know, jewelry, not bad. I paint my nails black anyway. She has dark maroon as her nails, but enough close. Oh, and then you always hit this problem too. Whenever I have a long wig and then neck accessories, and the wig always gets tangled in the back. That's what always happens. Cannot be helped. Towards the end of the stream, we're gonna talk about the ones that I've started on already. Spoiler alert. After this, I have Farina in Usia form from Genshin Impact. I love Farina. Her outfit is so good. And then her story for Genshin, the Fontaine chapter, was so good. It's easily my favorite in all of Genshin Impact. I think she is my favorite character of all time now, for many reasons. Her story, her personality, her development, her growth, her outfit. It's everything I love all in one. So I would buy her costume. I don't think this is something I could make. There's a lot going on. A lot of things that don't make sense going on too, because when Genshin makes costumes, they're like, screw the cosplayers, it just has to look good. And it doesn't make any sense most of the time. She has an Uji style outfit in mostly navy with navy black and gold. Favorite color combinations. She has approximately, I would say, like 5 clothing pieces, which are these shorts, her shirt, her vest, her jacket, and then boots. I don't know how many layers of shirts she's wearing though. It's quite a bit, and a ton of accessories on top of that. And then the things I love about this outfit: navy, short wig, don't gotta deal with the long hair, and short shorts. Love me some short shorts. My concern about the outfit is it seems really stuffy. There's a lot going on the torso region, right? Shirt, vest, another jacket, the jacket on top, the jacket skirt tails, the extra ribbon on the back, the like fish, what is it called? Fins hanging off the back as well. It's crazy. And then she has this jacket with the cuffs folded up, and then but these things poking out. There's a lot of details to it that you have to pay attention to. And I'm afraid it could be really hot too. It could just might as well be very warm with all those layers on. And when it comes to buying costumes, I worry a lot about shoulder fitting. So I have wide shoulders. Most of the time, clothing, even if I'm really petite, like I could wear extra small or small, the shoulder won't fit me. Then I have to go up sizes, and then I have this super duper baggy piece of clothing on me as a result. So I have to be very meticulous in measuring and checking measurements with the manufacturer, and then seeing if I buy something, I have to tailor it. Is what I've had to do for a lot of the past cosplays I've bought as well. Some other things, just like her shoe sock height are not flattering on me. We can touch on that in a little bit. And I'm worried people are gonna hit me with the "you don't have her sword" or "you're cosplaying Farina, it would look so much better with her sword." But you know what? I was just like, what if I just make the pipe? What if I just make a pipe for her sword and then people can leave me alone? And it's so I've never made a prop like that, the one that she's holding her sword, and so I worry about that bothering from people bothering me about it. And then with her, she also has 2 different eye colors. She has heterochromia. I have to buy 2 pairs of contact lenses for her. Unless I try to consolidate all the characters with blue eyes to have the same matching blue tones so I can reuse my lenses. I buy annual lenses normally. Annual or 3 months. There's like some more references here. So we have, talking about her socks, right? Look at her jacket. She has these coattails hanging off, and then she has this ribbon fin thing going back there too. And I think I have another reference after this. Different gloves, not a big deal. I worry about the garter and the shorts though. They fit me. And then her socks are just an awkward length on me. They cut me off of my body, so I have to think of something to do with that. Like, because we're regular ass socks. And then these are some design elements. So Tamora and her shoes, yeah, the socks hit right above, or they start above her ankle and they reach a few inches up. My legs aren't that long though, so this is actually quite a bit on me. This height is gonna take away from me. She's wearing these heeled loafers. Love it. I love the accessories in the back. And then if we look at more accessories on her, she has her cravat, an undershirt, like a chemise, a vest, and then her jacket. These sleeves scare me. I can't imagine making those. I don't even know how I would approach making this and attaching it to a costume. Is this foam convincing when you have that on? I don't know. And then you can't even put your arms by your side because these things are gonna stick out and poke you. Her undershirt sticks out from under the sleeves. Her full body. Farina, I love Farina. Yes. She's my favorite. Recently I rolled in Genshin 2. I got Chiori in 70 pulls. Great! Aww. There's a lot going on. I'm worried. I like her costume a lot, and I have mentioned before that white isn't a good color on me, but I'm not super like concerned about the wig. Because when I buy her wig, I'm just going to be doing, like, what's it called? Off-whites. It's not gonna be pure white. It's gonna be an off-white. It's gonna be leaning towards blue, and then the length is going to be good because I know what length, short hair length is flattering on me. I'm gonna do it so in a style that flatters me, close to accurate, but not purely accurate. If that makes sense. I don't know. I do magnet for her hat so it can just stick on. I'm trying to think of how to do this one too, the ahoge. Because this like just comes off the top of her head. Quite significant. But she has to have it. Doki Doki Cosplay has a lot of costumes that they make, or that they sell, that they're resellers from Taobao, and so they have a lot to offer. I just want to buy one of a certain level or criteria, so I'm like looking for the SSR and made by specific manufacturers. So in Chinese cosplay makers, they have their own websites. They sell on like Tmall or Taobao, and there are some manufacturers who do certain fabrics and details that I prefer over the others, and so I'm hoping that the ones that I like will get chosen, selected to be sold on Doki Doki. It's a bit of a waiting game. Next! Hey, what's up? What's up? We have Okawa Kohakuchi from Ensemble Start, this Helter Spider outfit. this is gonna be an outfit that I buy. Again, for some reason, I can't bring myself to make clothing. Like, normal clothing. I don't know. This is very idly. There's a ton of layers. There's a lot going on. I have to do a super crazy study on it. He has about 4 different tops that he's wearing. He has an undershirt. He has this white overshirt. He has a vest, and then he has a jacket. He has a ton of belts on him. And there's spiderwebs. Spiderwebs everywhere. Spiderweb designs. I think the design's really, really cool. Ever since I saw it when it came out in JP, I was just like, I love this. This is cool. Kohaku's my son. I'm so proud of him. I was really happy. It's easy to incorporate high heel boots. You know, I like wearing my high heels. And I get to carry a cool little apple prop because it's part of the music video. Some of my concerns when it comes to the outfit is there are a lot of layers. The most inside one is mesh, so that's not the worst thing in the world. It's looking like a collar piece with mesh. So at least it's a bit of ventilation going on, you know, I'm not dying in there. But it goes all throughout, so he has these mesh gloves. Is it cut off? Oh, they are gloves. Oh, okay, it's not a long sleeve then. So when it comes to costumes, I have a lot of layers. You can always cut corners, which is, you can make like a bodysuit. You don't gotta make sleeves for it. Or you can make like a snap-on that goes in this like upper chemise top. Chemisier? Like, the chemise? Chemisier. And the button down. You can have a snaps that connect here and then snap the collar piece on and then wear it so it like it doesn't cover your whole torso to warm you up. Some other concerns I have, pink is not my color. His hair is pink. I gotta think about this. There's a lot to do. And then if I buy this costume, I wonder what the quality is going to be like. No, that's just a forever concern. I have a lot of different references when it comes to Kohaku. So he has, this is his full card art, his CG art. He's so cool. Look at my son. You can see he has different jackets on. The shirt peeks through down the sleeves, so it does look like it has to be a full arm length sleeve, so it can go on and off the shoulder. He has a crop jacket, different lengths for the tops. He has these cool, like, it's worn out, dirty looking outfit, which is really cool. I've always said I wanted to learn how to rough up a costume. I had I had Zero's costume for A3, and I was able to do the fabric, excuse me, I was able to do the fabric kind of like distressing, but I didn't do the color distressing it. I didn't do like paints and dyes to make it look worn out, so I need to work on that. And then we have a lot of the design elements, or like spiderweb elements going throughout. There's not too many, not that crazy, but I think it's just hard to keep in place on my body. For example, I have no idea how this ball and chain spiderweb is gonna hang on me. Are the beads gonna stay? I don't think so. And then he has a lot of details going across. So it's a matter of wearing it and making sure those details lay nicely for photos. So this pendant's not twisted, the chains are perfectly aligned and centered, it's not off-center, it's not tilted a certain way. There's a lot to consider for wearing it and looking good in a photo. And then I have some references pieced together of the boots. So he has these black boots with orange straps, but they look like lace-up boots with an over boot on top of it, which is a zipper. It's very interesting. And then I think he has the same boots as the other members. In Ensemble Stars, how it usually works is when when the character is the center, that means they're the center of the song. They're gonna have, in the center of the choreography, they're gonna have a different outfit variations from the others. They usually have extra details compared to them. I think for Kohaku, I think he has this extra like badge here. And maybe an extra necklace. I don't know if the shoes are different. So these two are his shoes, and this is Rine's shoes, and these are Nikki's shoes from the back. He has the orange stripe. These are Kohaku's shoes from the front. I think he does have these orange stripes in the back. Yeah, these are just details I've pieced together. And fortunately, or very, very like graciously, one of my friends bought me the Ensemble Stars art book. And I'm pretty sure this outfit's in that art book, so I can use it as a reference to look through. Fun. He has an apple in the music video, so now I get to carry this fun little apple prop with me. Having it in-ear might be uncomfortable. I don't think I could wear that all con. I think it would drive me crazy. Also, some conventions I have to wear headsets for my obligations. Oh, have I worn a headset with a wig before? I don't remember. Okay, I didn't think on that. He has black nails. I always paint my nails black for convention. I think it'd be kind of fun to do. So far, I think I'm just off-put by the pink, but I'm like a neutral warm tone. So I just have to get a pink that hits right in that area that doesn't make me look bad. I've worn Ramuna before from Hypnosis Mic. That pink did not look good on me. I have to be very, very wary of what colors I'm getting. He has some magenta on him, but it's not a huge bulk of the outfit, so I'm not too worried. Black looks good on me. I do worry about all this on my torso. The long length of this, and on the back as well. Thinking. Oh, and he has the mesh top too, which is, you know, how do I wear a binder through a mesh top and it looks not noticeable? Things like that. Next we have Naneo Taichi and Olivia from A3. So I've made Naneo Taichi before, but there's some differences. So this is a costume I would make. This is Naneo Taichi and Olivia from My Worst Wedding. Olivia's a girl boss. She's on a cruise with some dudes, okay? She's on a cruise with her fiance. They're getting married on this cruise, and as they're excited for the cruise, she suddenly goes missing, and I think, did someone die? Something gets stolen. I don't remember. Did someone die? But she goes missing, and then when she goes missing, her fiance looks for her, and it turns out Olivia has another fiance on the same boat. So she's girl bossing her way through. She's doing trickery, deceiving, fooling, tomfoolery to rob men of their stuff, say she'll marry them, and then disappear. Grand heist. I miss A3. You all know that. I'm like crying every day. Yeah, this is her outfit. And then she's wearing a black mini dress with a jacket. I think it's a mini dress though. It could be a shirt and top. Like a top and a skirt. I can't exactly tell. And a bunch of leg details. She's like a strap. She has thigh-high boots, maybe? Thigh-high shorts? Or no, socks? So I'm not exactly sure on it, but we're gonna get there. She's wearing all black. Black looks good on me. Black nail polish. Love it. Love it. If I cosplay as her though, my concern is I need a new wig. She has a different wig tone from my other wig, which is when I have my Zero wig. Zero's long wig is just a play on his original hair. It's that red tone with the black the black dyed portion. No, sorry. He has his black hair, which is the small portion, and then the dyed red, which is most of it. But for Olivia, he has a like wine-colored wig, a Bordeaux burgundy-ish tone where it's between red and purple. I need to get a new wig for him. When it comes to props, I don't want a gun prop. It's not something I want. So I would just have to think if there's any other... If I do want a prop for her, what other prop is there in the store that I could use? Like, I could use a fake ring, for example. I can use the item that she stole. And that's just something I have to look into, though, because A3 is no longer in service in the US anymore, or in global servers. I have to rely a lot on the fan translations or fan summaries to figure out what's going on in the story. A3. And we don't have the full sprite reference yet, so I only have a screenshot from the preview video. The fan wiki doesn't have sprites or CGs up yet, but that's no hate to them at all. I love them and all they do for us, all they do for fans since way before when the game started in, I think, what, 2017? 2018? It's like when A3 started. Did they just have their 8th anniversary? Their 7th. We're quite a ways away. Or quite a ways along. So all the love to them. I appreciate all they do, and I can patiently wait for them to make, references. I have no problem with this. But I'm just saying, this is what we have to work with right now. So what she has going on seems to be, there's a top, there's sleeves. I think the sleeves come from the jacket. Okay, open shoulder, open top, or open like a little chest window going on here. Love it. Intrigue, lace up panel, and then this is where I can't tell. Is this a skirt? Is this a high-waisted skirt? Because there's a line here. Or is it a dress? Or could I make it either way, and it's up to my interpretation. That's all I have. So she has a necklace going on, earrings. I love how she has makeup now, or Taichi has makeup because Azami's there. Azami's doing the makeup for everyone. It looks good. And then it's quite funny. I remember Azami was blonde for this. And so what I'm leaning towards is if I do this costume, and as I've mentioned before, all my costumes depend on either if a manufacturer makes it and if I like how they do it, and if the convention has cosplay gatherings or a guest who's there. So depending on those, I might go one way or the other. Like I would love an A3 gathering. Then I would definitely bring out an A3 costume. Like Fanime announced a guest of honor, which is the voice actor for Yohei from The Cat's Whispers. The Cat's Whiskers, and so I want to wear my Anne cosplay to that. So that's only gonna take out 1 day out of the 4 days of con. I usually don't cosplay on day 4 though. 1 out of 3 days. Just not bad. I still have 2 more days to think things through. Or 2 more days of cosplays that I can potentially put in. We have our next costume. Yeah. Actia! From Octopath Traveler 2. The sweetest, the cutest, the girl ever. For her costume, I'm thinking maybe make? Question mark? It depends. I don't know what job I like for her yet, what job costume, so we'll touch on that in a bit. Brief design description. I'm not sure what happened to the text. Brief design description, she has a long skirt, almost floor length with a ton of ruffles on it. She has a bodice with, it's almost corset looking. And she has a bit of those, how would I say it? It's kind of like the Sailor Moon attachment on the hips. That sort of detailing on the edge between the joining of the two fabrics. And she has straps on top too. She has a scarf that she has with her that she uses as a wrap or a decoration when she's dancing, accessory. And for her hair, she has layered hair in a long braid. And because her hair is layered, there are pieces that are going to stick and fluff out. Rose. And then heels. I think she's wearing heels underneath too. Yes. So yes, she has a bodice, skirt, scarf, wave rose shoes. She has a big skirt and it twirls a lot. And I think that's one of the elements I love so much about her outfit, which is it looks very fun and is very animated and it can make for a lot of good photos. The thing though, when it comes to her, is I haven't found a job or an outfit that I like just yet. Her dancer outfit isn't flattering for me. Where it hits on the body isn't good on me. What I would do instead is I shorten the torso to high-waisted. So shorten the bodice, make it shorter, and then make the skirt bring it up as well. And then also her hairstyle, I don't think this is very flattering on me. Hairstyles that are too short on me isn't good on my face shape. My face is too round for that. And having those spikes stick out in different directions, I worry that it's just gonna look very strange. And then having this long braid it's not the worst thing, but it's the part above it that concerns me. So I don't know if she has a different outfit that has a different hair as well. I believe she has, or the game has, an art book, right? Has it been localized yet? I prefer to buy localized art books. So I might have to take a look through it, or I might take a look and decide. But also, I need to finish the game. When did I start this game on stream and when did I not finish? I know. You have to remind me. Let me look at her other references we have going on here. You can see her skirt, so it's sort of a mermaid style, where it sticks pretty close to her, but there's a flare at the bottom. I don't think it's actually sewn in a mermaid style, because there's a lot of give here, right? There's a lot of flaring out here. These are official from... No. Yeah, these two on the right, or middle and the right, are from Octopath Traveler 2, and the one on the left is from... Conquerors of Continent? COTC. Continent of the Conquerors? Conquerors of the Continent. One of those. COTC. This is her art from that one. And then... yeah, I just worried that this wouldn't look good on me. I don't have long legs too, so this ankle strap, or this leg strap might be kind of awkward. But yeah, no, she's so cute. I love her personality. She's so sweet. She's so much fun. And I just hope I can make a costume that's good for her. Oh, look at this dog. Did I leave this dog in there on purpose? Also, oh, Unicorn Overlord's coming out. Or it's came out, but it's in the mail for me. It's kind of low priority for me. It's just because I enjoy the game so much. Hope to play it again on stream. And then, so those are my top 6, and I have bonus funsies, which is, unfortunately, I have 5 billion different or extra sporadic ideas all the time, which is ideas, characters, costumes. I look, I'm like, ooh, cool, and I write it down. I think about it. I write down all my fleeting thoughts, and then I go revisit them to think if they're viable or not. But before we visit our bonus funsies, let's think about our previous 6. So maybe we can throw it onto this slide. Boop. Boop. There you go. Bonus okay. Kane. Kane. I have a wig, right? The clothing is not too crazy. I think it's something that I could buy and bring together. My biggest concern is just going to be the wing. I have no idea how to do the wing. A lot of consideration into it. But otherwise the clothing is just going to a store, seeing what fits or not, getting patterns, maybe I have to sew it. We have Ishigami Nozumi. I'm on the fence between buying and making her costumes. We'll see. Karina, definitely a buy for the costume. I just have to find a vendor that sells the manufacturer that I like. Making sure the manufacturer has also made the costume. I'm pretty sure they did. I checked recently. It's ensuring that the costume is made and can be sold and easily bought, and arriving on time for the convention. And then, oh, I should mention, when it comes to conventions, what I usually do, animes in May, anime expos in July, I normally make new costumes for Anime Expo in July, and then I rewear those costumes for the following year's fanime. So for example, whatever I made for AX last year is a costume I would wear for this coming fanime. That's just what I normally do, because I have obligations at fanime that make it hard for me to make costumes leading up to today. I usually do it at a different time. But last year I made new costumes in time for fanime, and then I polished them up for AX. I don't have any problems rewearing my costumes, but that's just my general timeline. So if I don't finish these costumes in time for fanime, that's cool. They're just gonna go into AX like they have been in the past. Agnia, low priority, very low priority costume. I just like her a lot. I think at the time when I made this last month, because it was the anniversary of Octopath, I was like, yes! Add her into the slides, yes! But now it's like a month past, I'm like, oh, maybe she could have been on the bonus funsies list. Kohaku! I still really like the costume a lot. I think whatever happens, or what always happens is, I look at the card, I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's fun. And then I watch the music video, I'm like, oh, I want to wear it. It's so cool, it's so fun. There's so many cool poses and choreography points. It'd be awesome in photos. I don't know how to dance, but I can replicate poses. Okay, not that good. I do this for fun, but I'm trying and I'm doing my best. As long as I have fun, that's what that matters, right? Right. That's what I thought. There's no rush for any of these cosplays, I think. There's no deadline I want to do them by, so I'm not stressing on that front. I mean, like, for example, like if I make a costume, if I start a costume, if I don't finish it this year, I can wear this next year, you know? I don't think there's trends in cosplays. I don't think there's like, you have to wear it when it's cool and hip and trendy now. Like, no, I can wear it whenever I want. That's up to me. So that part I don't stress about. And Olivia. Love A3, love A3 forever. If we can just get more references, I think it'd be a more viable option instead of me just doing 5 billion interpretations. Nothing wrong with that. So, let's talk a bit on which ones, spoilers, I have started or not. Or started gathering material for because time passed and stuff. Before that, I'm gonna take a break. Stop talking for a little bit. I have to slow down my speaking. When's the last time I gave a presentation? Like my full-blown presentation. Thesis present. I always have the same issue too. And to rush. Remember to take deep breaths. Down. Collect your thoughts. And then hit next. Or I can get a third monitor and have my presenter's view on a third monitor. We're gonna hit bonus funsies. Because again, I have so many different ideas. Or no! Sorry. Which ones I've started on or not yet. So as I said for wigs, I, from Assist Japan, I've ordered some wigs. Yay, surprise. I have Assist wig book, their wig sample book, which shows strands of every color that they offered at the time. I bought this several years ago. They have a new updated selection of colors this year, or every year, and for the new colors, I just do my best to refer to what I have online, but for the bulk of it, I have it already on hand. So I can look through this wig menu and see, okay, this color looks good on me, and this other color doesn't look good on me. And I can see what they look like in different lighting, which one looks, how it compares to different, what's it called? Different fabrics, for example. So it's fun, you know, there's options to do this sort of thing. Now let me see if I can pull up the big book. And so I had been referring to that wig book to put in some of the colors, and I've compared to things like my computer, compared to things like my phone, my tablet, paper printouts. Like, okay, you know, this color is not bad. I'm gonna do this one. Upload. Okay, so this is an example of the wig book that I bought. So these are the wigs that I have, or the wig color samples I have, and I was just looking through. I was looking at Yami, and what I settled on is this color right here. This is the wig color NMK 48, I think. NMK 48 for her. This is her wig color that I'm picking. And then for her highlights, she's doing NMDB 23, I think, for this part. And then for the parts down here, the mint tone is NSM 45. Yes, yes, perfect, wonderful, gorgeous. I ordered a very extra long wig for her, just so I have enough to work with, because once you curl wigs, the length is gonna go up. Also, I just love Ichigami so much. I was like, whether or not I buy or make the cosplay, I'm going to cosplay her. It's going to happen. I just don't know when. And I was like, if it's this year, I need to order the wigs ASAP so they can come in on time. I put in that order for the wigs. when I bought a super long wig for her, and then I'm just gonna have to figure out how much of it to dye, how much of it to cut, so I can get it at a perfect curled length. And then, spoiler, the other character I have is Farina. So I bought a wig for her. The color's not in this new wig book, but it's on their website. And then for her, it's this sort of icy blue. It's white, off-white, leaning towards blue. And I don't have, I couldn't find a good match for this tone. The blue streaks in her hair, because these are not hitting it for me. So I'm gonna have to see if the blue tone that I had used for Anne is enough blue, not too much teal, that I can use it for Farina. And then if I can't get that, you know, wefts are pretty easy to buy here at least, so I don't have to stress too much. Is buy wefts for her. And then I bought a long wig as well because her wig is curled and fluffed up. So I need to get and have enough wigs length to do those styling on her. Then the other, so that means these three I haven't decided yet. Oh, spoiler. Too much excitement. These other ones I haven't decided on yet. Kanae, I already have the wig done, so I was just like, okay. I can do Kanae. The other three are too up in the air. There's a lot of decision making to make, but I feel like the top three, top two in the left and the middle's left, top two rows, or top row, middle left, are viable options. And then for Kanae, I have a wig set, and I just have to think about the costume construction a lot. I have to brush out that wig. I have to brush out all my wigs from last year. I haven't done any of that yet. Yes. So, the Ishigami wig and Farina wigs are ordered from Japan. They're on their way here. I shipped by sea, which takes 2 to 3 months. So it's going to arrive in time for Anime Expo, but it may not arrive in time for anime, or just in time for Fanime, because my shipping quote right now is 1 month, so it could arrive just in time for Fanime. So there's a lot going on, and so for the most part, I have reserved those 2 costumes over for Anime Expo. Now, anything, what am I gonna do for Fanime? So I'm leaning towards making Kanae, because it's not piece or part crazy enough that I have to do something. It's just enough, you know, just enough for me to consider. And then I have this other idea, which is for Farina. If I get the wig in time for Fanime, I have blue Lolita outfits that are like Western, like knight-y, royal-y inspired, and I think they could fit her. You know, it's like a pretty close tone of blue color palette that it'll be fine. Also, I just noticed, or I didn't notice, I had put her other variation of her here, which is her, the one that starts with a P, where she has the white white clothing and the long hair. I'm not doing that one, I'm doing the navy one. But yes, so I'm thinking I could just wear a Lolita outfit with Farina's wig, and I think that'd be all fine and dandy. I have no problem with that either. Because I have 2 cosplays for Fanime and not stress. I'm gonna wear Anne from Paradox Live because the voice actor from Paradox Live is coming too. And they have 3 cosplays for con, which is plenty. The Anime Expo, you know, I'm gonna have 2 new ones. Farina, Ishigami. I can wear Kanae for Anime Expo as well. That's all, you know. I don't need 4 days of cosplaying. That's intense. The 4th day is always the hardest. But then that could also be, you know, shaken up depending on guests who are coming. Gatherings? Gatherings too, but these are big enough to have their gatherings, but if I wear 2 Nijisanji ones, which one would I wear to a Nijisanji gathering? Cause like, what if all the Kuzuhas are coming on the gathering day, but I love Ishigami so much that I want to like show her off. Thoughts. This is a reminder to me to look up those. Okay, we're gonna hit the fun slides now. So these are all the various different ideas I've been running around my head for the past forever, okay? Starting off, the references are alternating. So the first one, Koyonagi Ro from Nijisanji, Saitika, or Machatua, he's on the right side. So, Ro, Rube or Sho, and Mana, have a cover called Scream, and it's so good. It's my favorite song cover at the moment. I've been listening to it every day for the past month, weeks, months, all the time. Always on repeat. My absolute favorite. And in that cover, they have like an AU transformation looking outfit that's different from their regular outfits. So Ro looks really, really different in it. And because I love the song so much, I'm just like, what if I cosplay as Ro in the cover? And because it's a cover and not like an original, I'm not putting it in here. Hold on. I need to close the window really fast. Pollen is... Not pollen, there's something in the air that's getting to me. It's irritating my throat. Along with all this not helping. Please. Please, please, please. Please look at the cover. It's so good. And I was just like, I want to wear this outfit. Just because I'm such a huge fan of... I've been watching a lot of Mecha 2 recently. Of Daitika. Daitika? And they're just so much fun. But the thing about this costume is I would wear it. I would like make it and wear it. But I don't want to wear it to a con. Because people at a con can be weird. If you see the costume, you'll catch my drift. But I think this just might be a costume that I'm due for myself. Indulgent. That's something that makes me happy, and I don't know. We'll figure it out. I wish I had friends who wanted to do groups of their own accord and their own free will, and they're willing to wear these costumes outside of groups too, and they don't reserve it just for their groups and put immense pressure on each other. You know? That'd be perfect. Aw. But as is, not many of my friends watch JP anyways. Unless I make new friends. Okay, anyways, moving on. Kane, so I can do his second default visual, which is, he's also from Niji Sanji. He's from Exceed Gamers, Konoar. And it's his second outfit, which is his very comfy, like, large sweater, oversized cardigan, cargo pants, and he's carrying Groto the whole time, which is his cat pillow, which has a spirit inside of it. And it gives him comfort and possibly protection. This little cat. Very comfortable outfit. Kane is one of my favorite livers of all time, and so it'd be kind of fun to do. After that, Sakazaki Natsume, his Feature Scout 1 first outfit from Ensemble Stars. I love this outfit. It's so good. He's a magician. It's black with gold detailings. He has a cape on. I love the way capes look. But his hairstyle intimidates me so. It's not a good look on me. He has a short cut and then these long dangly pieces. It's a bright red with white under it. I'm just like, that's not a good look for me. I'm concerned. And also the outfit's very fitted for guys' forms. And so I'm just like, I have too many curves for that. I don't know if that's gonna work out or not. And I don't want to go crazy wearing all these compression things either. It's really interesting because I'm quite like happy, satisfied with how I look, but when it comes to cosplay, I'm just like, oh, I wish I was different in this area. I wish I was taller. I wish I had this. But if possible, I would have all of those for cosplaying and then revert back to my normal self when I'm not cosplaying. Oh, that's so true. I wish I could be like 5'8" for cosplay, and then on a regular day, just go back to my regular height. Gotta have that limb length for all the details. Lilia Van Rouge from Twisted Wonderland. I like his dorm uniform and silhouette a lot. He has like one of the most recognizable silhouettes in the game. He has that overcoat that hangs off his shoulders, the horned hat, and his tights. I think he just looks really, really cool. but I worry that his outfit is too overwhelming for my stature. So even though Lilia is a petite character as well, he has different body proportions as an anime character. And he's much slimmer and straight body than I am, so I don't know how that would translate to me in person. After that I have Chiori. Chiori from Genshin Impact. New character. I think she has a really cool design. I love the tones. I love wearing brown a lot. Browns and orange and reds really suit me. I am more neutral tone, but those colors are flattering on me. Her hairstyle, I think it could work out just fine. But her shoes, she has heelless heels, which are it has the slope and the arch of the high heel, but there's no support on the back. I know when you wear high heels, you balance on the balls of your feet. You use your toes more than your heels. But I've never worn those shoes before, so I'm a little bit concerned on how it's gonna go. I'd have to spend a lot of time walking and practicing in them before I ever wear them to a convention. But yeah, she's really new. She just came out like, what, 3 days ago? I rolled, I got her in 70 pulls. Woo! So I'm gonna play with her a bit and see how I feel. Maybe she'll appear suddenly before my next convention. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. And then last is Yanfei. Yanfei is one of my favorite characters in Genshin. Her outfit isn't bad. She has a lot of exposed skin, so it's just like, I think it'll be okay on me, like it's well balanced. But her head situation worries me. Wig, antlers, and a hat sounds terrible. Long wig, antlers, hat, neck accessory, there's a lot going on there. So, wig tangling sounds like a mess, accessories slipping off, antlers facing the wrong directions, getting twisted around. I have a lot of concern. So yeah. These are just all the extras ideas I have. Maybe they'll show up in the future or not. And then lastly, I'm not in the mood to make Fire Emblem cosplays at the moment. Just because I have so many whips right now. I have like 2 to 3. I was working on 2 to 3 costumes and they were not fulfilling for me. I think I just craved making something different. I love Fire Emblem cosplays, but there'll be a time and place for them. And that time isn't now, so I'll get to it. Not now. Maybe Unicorn Overlord is gonna like sneak in and be like, bam girl, this is the outfit you need to make now. And this is what's gonna pivot you back to the armor making. Maybe. Because recently I've also wanted to develop my sewing skills. That's another part of it. But making jackets scare the hell out of me. Jackets and pants are scary. There's a lot of good fitting. That's the last slide! Oh. These are all my ideas for the cosplays. Here. We have let's pull this off slide. So I have a lot to consider, and I think what I've been leaning towards are Farina, Ishigami, Kanae. You've seen that one stream, I've sketched out Ishigami's entire outfit. Farina, I haven't done that treatment for her so far. Kanae, I have drawn out his outfit. Koyonagiro, I've also drawn out his Scream cover outfit as well. So I think maybe that's what we're gonna be doing some of on stream, which is drawing more outfits and seeing how I feel about them. Because the more I can conceptualize and visualize these items, as I get familiar with them, they seem more realistic to me in making. Good idea. After I had sketched out Ishigami's last time, I was just like, oh, she has this many belts, she has this many designs, I can do all of these. Or this is how I can bring all these different pieces of life and bring them together. Bye! maybe we should also... What if I do... What if I do, like, quote-unquote thumbnail sketches of each of them? Like, I just quickly draw full bodies of them, probably on a base, and then see which ones look good to me. You know, actually be a really good practice, which is if I use a base to draw their outfits, I draw the outfits as is, and then after I draw the outfits, I draw them with different proportions that are more flattering to me. I think that'd be a good idea, actually. Oh. Now write this down. Okay. Be a good idea. Okay. So. Next stream? No, not next stream. But next in like the cosplay list of things that I would do. Probably? Yes? Probably going to be drawing. Drawing streams, drawing different parts of an outfit, and then after that. I can't buy things on the stream. I can't be doing that. I'm gonna do something on accident, like show my credit card information. So we're not doing that. But I have to buy pieces, and then as they come in, we can start working on them. Sewing on stream is hard. I can always do accessory making and any foam pieces that fit on a table on stream, I can do those under my camera. All things. Next time we're gonna be doing some drawing, costume analyses. We're gonna go back to the start. Oh, I have pointer options? Oh, laser pointer. Yeah. We have our cosplay plans right now. We're gonna enter the analysis stage. We're gonna start drawing each of these pieces. We're gonna collect references. We're gonna collect real life references. And so that includes me looking at clothing pieces that I can find that look similar, looking at different cosplayers, looking at how they wore, style, or made outfits, and then seeing like how does this piece connect there kind of stuff. Then going out with the rest of my little list of things. Okay, we're 2 months out from con. From Fanime. Quite short. I think I can make it. In the past, I have historically made costumes within a week. That's like, when I say within a week, I'm just like, suddenly I black out and then there's a costume in front of me. I don't know what happened in the middle. I think I ate and I slept, and then things happened and then the costume showed up. The armor stuff takes me a little bit longer though, but I've also made armor costumes. But I'm shooting for making costumes more reasonable. No. Hey. I don't know what else to say, and honestly, my throat's starting to give out. Whatever was outside is bothering my throat a lot. A lot of friends for coming to stream today to hear out my silly thought process. I go through this conversation in my head whenever I have an idea, and I'm just like, this looks interesting, let's do it. That looks interesting, let's do it. And then I go, never mind, I don't want to do it anymore. Like, I have made so many collages of possible costumes, but backtracked on it too, because I think that's just normal, you know? Sometimes you want to make things, and then a few months down the line, you don't want to anymore. And I think that's also a sign that you don't have to cosplay every thought that you have, and you don't have to worry about trends, because what if you like something now because it's in season, but then you find out later on you're not as interested anymore, you don't care to follow this, or like the character turns out to be an asshole and you're not interested in them anymore. You know, like, all those things can happen. I hope your character stays lovable in your fave forever, though. And so when, because that's something I consider for cosplaying, which is I cosplay characters that I really, really like. Characters who mean something to me, or have personality traits, or like they're aspirational to me, or they're the absolute coolest people ever. And it gives me the drive to make something and to continue working on it as well. So everything I make, all my cosplays that I make myself, I really do it from the heart, and I take everything that I make to heart as well, which is like I would put in my best effort. I learned something new to do this. I tried a new technique today, and or like I learned how to make this, or I'm going to take time to learn how to make this. I made several different samples so I can find the one that I actually like. You know, I think that's you need that drive and passion, or I need that drive and passion to make my cosplay. And so if my interest in a character whittles away, then I'm just like, what's the point? It's not gonna do anything for me. Then I have my whips, half-finished cosplays that's in the corner. So let's try not to do that, friends. Let's learn from ourselves. Let's work on making better costumes. Or, I mean, make whatever you can make, okay? But let's learn to better ourselves and always strive to learn and go forward in making things. Hooray! Hooray! Okay. I feel like silly. Thank you again, everyone, for coming to hang out on stream with me. I'm going to go get off stream. Sorry, my dog just like ran into my. he's trying, he's knocking on my door because he wanted to get in. I have to tend to my dog. I'm gonna go hang out with him. Yeah, thanks everyone for coming. Or do you want to like stay and talk a little bit about things? What are your thoughts? What do you think looks cool? I'm down for that too. My dog can come in. So many things to think about. Yeah, there's a lot. There really, really is a lot. When it comes to talking about what to cosplay or not, as long as you don't put something else down, I'm like fine with it. Don't be like, do this character because that character sucks. If I don't want to hear that. But if you're like, this one looks cool, and you know, like you have strong feelings of admirations for them, why not do it now? Like, that's fine. Just don't be like weird about it too. I can talk about weird cosplay stuff. And why I put the preface, which is don't like request me to make certain characters, is because I used to have a Tumblr for my cosplay pages, or I used to have a Tumblr page for my cosplays, and I used to get a lot of anonymous ass requesting me to cosplay certain characters in certain very exposed, inappropriate outfits, and their requests would not stop. And they would go so far as to even link references and tutorials on how to make their outfits that they requested. And that has just... It was so... Don't do that. Don't do that to people. Yeah, like, I don't take cosplay requests, and that's one of the reasons why. Another one is just like, I've had times when I've mentioned, oh, I like this character, I want to cosplay them, and someone else would just like very, very strongly state their opinion, which is like, no, but I like it when you cosplay this character. I want you to do this character, not that one. And they kept messaging me that over and over and over and over, and I'm just like, at that point, it's inappropriate. Even if I like that character and I've made that costume before, I'm just like, you're not funding me in any way towards doing this again. I make all these cosplay on my own money and my own funds, so you don't have the right to tell me unless you're commissioning me, and I don't do cosplay commissions at the moment. And I wouldn't do a commission of you paying me to wear this. That's when you cross the interesting, weird line in my boundaries. Yes. If it was something like, I have a poll, I have these costumes ready, which one should I do? That's different. If this is like, I want you to wear this and I'll pay you, or not, they didn't say that, but it's, I want you to wear this. And that's it. And I was like, no. Were you afraid of cosplaying the first time? No, I wasn't. I thought it was a lot of fun. It was very, very cool. I have cosplayed since I was in middle school. My mom used to make cosplays for me. Whenever I said I really liked the character or something, she would help and make the costumes for me. And so we have a lot of fun like going through fabric stores and buying the pieces. And then as I got older, I started making my own costume. And I've always had really good interactions and reception at conventions. The other times when I cosplayed in middle school, it was like costume day or Halloween or something. The convention was the first time. I went to cons when I was in high school. I wanted to me, cosplaying is sharing the love and appreciation for a character with other people and then bringing that character to life. And so, you know, fan art is much more than just drawing. Fan art encompasses many different aspects beyond the visual art. So like cosplaying is crafting and visual art. And it's, to me, cosplaying is 5 billion crafts and hobbies under one trend. Like other forms of fan art too, which are not visual, or like, what is it called? Fan fiction, poetry, you know, music, composing music for the characters, fan concerts. Those are all different forms of fan art too. And so cosplaying is my form of fan art that I like to bring to the table or do for myself. And so at conventions, it was the first time I really felt that like these are other people, these are other fans who are interested in doing the same things, and we can share this community together. And you also get to meet people who, when they make their own costumes, it's very, very inspiring. You see how much effort and love they put into it to make these things come to life. And then there are people, you know, who don't make their own cosplays, but they're the freaking best at doing makeup and doing poses. And like, you see them do their shoots, you see their posted photos, they are incredible. They really bring out the play or like the character personality in their work. And I think cosplay is wonderful for that reason, which is it's a whole range and spectrum of ways to showcase your love for someone. And it's also like, you don't even have to cosplay the official costumes. People make their own outfits for it. And I think that's another level of showing your understanding for the character, which is like, I know what time period or era or like genre they're from, and I can think of an outfit that suits them. Very, very fun. Much love. Dressed up for Halloween for school events, but I haven't cosplayed outside of cons before. Probably need to make a presentation too. Making a presentation definitely helped me think about what I wanted to do. As I was making this presentation, I was just like, oh yeah, I know who are my top 3 already. And I like deliberately put them, or I subconsciously made them my top 3, my first 3 slides. And then from then on, I was very deliberate in which costumes I was focusing on as I was buying materials. So I was just like, I'm so excited for this costume, and then I just put them in the first slide. Kane is the first slide, and the ones I'm prioritizing less are in the later slide. But yeah, I'm like, you don't even have to present it. It's just doing this practice is good as well. Because sometimes you can make a list, but the list can only go so far, you know? Because you just write down names. I'm like, okay, I wrote down the names, what next? It's like, okay, now it's time to write the names and to look at each single piece of visual and see which one is doable. And then that's when the slides really do help break it down for you. Oh my god, my voice is giving out. Something in the air is bothering my throat. Also, when you make a presentation too, like, you don't have to keep it to heart. You don't have to be like, this is final. This is what I'm going to do, because what is it? New references can pop up and you can be like, oh, okay, I didn't realize there was this aspect to it. Oh, maybe I can't make that anymore. I can't make it in this time frame. Let's backtrack a little bit, like reorganize the slides. And sometimes there's other things too, like, this is an example. I'm not actually gonna do it, but like, new Nijisanji Livers debuted this morning. And I think they're so cool and they're so fun. And I'm not gonna cosplay any of them, but if I was, like, say there was a costume I absolutely love and a design I totally is my style, I'm like, well, that's a wrench in my plans, but I welcome it too. I can embrace it if it's something I'm really interested in. So you make these lists and these slides and these ways to help visualize your ideas, but don't hold yourself strictly to them. You know, be welcome to changes, be welcome to flexibility, and you can do these at any time. It doesn't have to be for this con, it can be for next year. Don't stress about that there. Yeah, cosplay is really about doing it for yourself. Doing it as your passion, as your love letter to the characters, and ways to almost explore yourself too. Like, cosplaying has helped me figure out how, what is it? Like, things I want to work on myself and how I want to also present myself to people in general. So there are certain characters who have personality traits that I really, really admire. Like, Farina is so poised and she's so controlling of her self-image because she has to act as this reliable figure for everyone. Her whole country, her nation of Fontaine relies on her, and she needs to act as the ruler who can serve all of them despite just being a regular person. She wasn't... I'm sorry. Genshin spoilers! Genshin spoilers, everyone. Fontaine Genshin spoilers. She's not a god. She's just a human, and so she's a human who's immortal. So she lives centuries of living for her country and protecting them in any way she can while trying to figure out the how to solve a curse and save her country at the same time, while also maintaining who she is as a person, because she lost her identity in being that person for others for so long. So it just made me think about and reflect on myself, which is like, I can't be too giving either, and I can't be so selfless that I lose myself. There's no point to it, because when she was no longer the Archon, or like the figurehead for Fontaine, she lost her identity, and then she has to learn how to be herself again, how to learn what are her goals and her ambitions, what are her hobbies, what does she like to do. She has to build herself after being someone else for so long. So I need to think about that, like, how can I translate that into poses? How can I translate that into photos, facial expressions? What part of her costume, so I need to consider more about that. So she's now a director, producer for plays and theater, and she's gaining her confidence and she's learning how to love the stage again. And it's also a metaphor because she has acted a role, which is she has acted a god for so long that the world is her stage, but now she's really loving being on stage as an actual actor, like an editor behind this, or director behind the scenes. So it's just like, she has these flashy moves, these grand gestures. She has these clothing that can sway and flow and have big silhouettes, and so her personality also has to be translated in every aspect of her. And I only have that much consideration for her because I love her as a character, and that's the approach I take then. So these characters I have to like a lot, and then they come to life. I ramble. Ugh. Yeah, of course, my pleasure, my absolute pleasure. I could go into some of, like, yeah, my top three. That's for Farina. That's what I consider a lot for her. For Ishigami, I think she's funny. I think she's so witty. She's very stylish as a streamer. Her design, her quality, her sense of things is incredible. If you watch her streams, she doesn't make everything herself, but she is very creative. She does make some of her own things as well. But let me like point out her opening, her like ending screens are very stylish, and the BGM match too. So she has very good sense. She knows what she wants, and she's able to collaborate with other creators to sort of work on how to bring that vision to life. Hello, Anonymous Gift Server, thanks for the sub. Welcome, welcome. Thank you. Enjoy! Enjoy the stickers. What are they called? Emotes? And then she makes her own thumbnails. She's very funny too. So she's humorous in how she makes things and how she makes her displays. She also likes eating too. She likes chocolate. So she's done one of her Valentine's Day streams, which is like eating like 8 boxes of chocolates. Cute and fun. And she took pictures of each one and she like described them as she ate them on stream. Her humor is silly. It matches my humor, and then she's someone who's working on herself and her confidence and her abilities a lot. So she has mentioned that she can't sing well. She doesn't know how to sing, but she still released a cover for her birthday. And I thought she did an incredible job. I think she sang really, really well. And she wasn't born that way, you know. Like, it's something that she worked on and she's practiced and gained skill to do. And not only did she sing for her cover, but she drew all the artwork for her cover too. She draws, and some of her thumbnail stuff she draws for herself for fun too. And I just think, you know, it's cool. She's creative and she's bringing all these different aspects of things that she loves together. That's what cosplay is to me. And again, her designer is my favorite artist of all time. And Kane is just like a huge powerhouse to me. Dude, he's like Prince of Nijisanji. High-red Nijisanji. That's like the joke names for him. He's the liver that got me to Nijisanji in like 2020 when I started watching him. 2020, 2021, something like that. So good at games. So he's just crazy skilled at playing games. He's fun to watch in that way too, but he's also smart. He's very funny. He's more witty than he is funny, I would say. He's very considerate. He's very thoughtful. He has a lot of zatsudans or talking streams. Or just like regular streams too, where he will say things that are very that shows you he's very sensitive. Yeah. Sensitive, thoughtful person. Like, one of the recent Konohara stream was talking about trash guys. Like, they asked a bunch of their listeners or viewers to submit their stories of dating trash guys or whatever, and then excuse me, they had they were just saying things like, oh yeah, that guy was mean for doing that, and he's just like, you can go that far. You said, oh yeah, dude, that guy's a jerk. So like, one of the stories was a guy showed up 40 minutes late to their meeting time and they missed their trains. And then Kanae said like, oh, that's rude, but can you consider like how must she have felt to wait that long? Or what do you think is the reason she was upset that he was late? Or then Kusuhako was like, oh, it's probably the no contact. He's like, yeah, if you're going to be late, you can at least message her, or you can be considerate of her feelings. That one, I think, was the other one, which is like, a girl cooked for her boyfriend, and then the boyfriend says, she asked him if the food is good, and the boyfriend says, it's not good, I'm not eating it. Can't you see that? I'm not gonna eat food that you make for me if it's bad, if it looks bad. And then Kanae says, well, if I was in this situation, like, I wouldn't be that stupid. How can you be so cruel? If she put her time to make food for you, it's not like she wants to make you bad food. I would still eat it no matter what, and I would just comment on things I think that are changeable without hurting her personally. So for example, he says like, oh, it's good, or I think it's too salty, we can do less salt next time. That kind of thing, instead of just being as cruel to the other person. I think there's a lot of thought that goes into it, which is, oh, he's so sweet, he's so kind. He also cares a lot of his appearance too, and I think that's admirable, which is, he's an absolute streaming monster. He's always streaming, but he still has the time to like work out, take care of his physique. He got like laser hair removal. He's take care of his nails and his skincare on top of everything. He still goes out shopping and like make sure his fashion's good. He has good sense and style. Crazy. Hey May, what's up? What's up? Finish the PowerPoint presentation. We're just doing like a free talk now. And then this, for Kane, what is it, like... This song was so good. I just think this is probably one of my favorite songs from them, and so I wanted to do this outfit version. My voice is giving out because I've been talking for like almost 2 hours straight. It's like lecturing. But it's also... Thank you for gift subbing! Wow! You know, hydrate, thank you. But there's also... I had my window open. Something was in the air outside, so it's really irritating my throat. It's pretty bad. I wonder if I can have a cough drop while I'm like on stream talking. This is a silly non-serious part. I mean, this whole thing was non-serious anyways. How are y'all doing? Do you have any conventions coming up? Cosplays in mind? Sorry, I have a cough drop now. I'm just gonna be like super casual now. I should have just been casual from the beginning. I don't know why I was like just speeding through the slides. I was being so silly. One hand I was like, I'm not gonna practice for this. I'm just streaming for fun. And I was like, maybe I should have practiced. And just so I could be more casual about it. Which is kind of ironic. Not ironic, what's the better word? Or counterintuitive, I guess. So good. So I'm thinking for Kanade. So I wear masks to conventions. Mask with blood splatter mark on it. Then I don't have to worry about the makeup and getting on my face. I just have it on the mask. Thinking. Yes, the rib cage is so good. It's so good. So it's here it looks 2D, but they have like 3D aspects. It's like carved out. There's shaping on it. It's so good. I really want to do it. That's what drew me to the costume. This art, first of all, incredible. My favorite. Kinda gorgeous. And then the ribcage is what really sold me on it. I'm really considering this. And then because I bought wigs for Ishigami, but it may not come until like AX time. And then her and Farina. So I was just like, okay, I can save those for the July cons, do Kanae for the May con. It'll be good. I love her outfit, it's so good. It's just I guess I could sew this. What do I have concerns about for sewing? Color matching shirt, skirt, or accessories. Her costume's really fun. Her backside, this isn't flipped by the way. Oh, this is her left arm and these are the back of her. This is the back of the like belt, but the arm is wrong. It should be this arm on this side because this is her gloved hand. Marina, I love her outfit. So good. Yeah, detailing. So shoes, I'm a little concerned about the socks. This sock looks not going to be good on me. And I'm just worried how... I want this to spread nicely, the coattails. Have that good shape, and then... I worry about how many layers are going on up here. And then shoulder fitting. Wide shoulder. I mean, do you think I could buy like a size that just fits my shoulder and tailor in the rest? That'd be ideal. But it depends on the details too. I need to make sure like the seams and stuff line up. I don't know how to tailor a suit. I don't know how to do that. I'm not a professional. I'm just some girl. There are some sellers, manufacturers who make these costumes, and these pieces glow. I have no idea how to do any of the LED stuff. I'm like, if you can do that for me, that'd be awesome. Hopefully I get a manufacturer who can. This one's cool, no pressure. This one I don't have enough references yet, can't have an idea. I like her personality, but I don't like her outfit. Agni is so cute, I love her, but yeah, it's just a... this isn't flattering on me. How can I get an outfit that works? Like, this would add way too much on my hips already. Some extra stuff. LED stuff, yeah! Dude, people with costumes that glow and props that glow, I don't know how they do it, they're amazing. I could learn. Eventually. No, they do such a good job. I love looking at cosplays. Even if I don't know what they're cosplaying, I still appreciate it. And I still like learn and study from it. I have a notebook where if I see something cool online, I will try to deconstruct it in my head and figure out how to make and put this costume together, just as practice. He has two references. I've like stared intensely at both of them. My merch is coming in for her. Yeah, so her pre-made costumes, some of the pieces I have beef with, for lack of a better word. Here on her sleeve, she has a metallic decaling, which is just like lines and bars and stuff, but other places have printed it in white. And then this one underneath here, it says underground. It's on transparent. And it has black text on top of it. But other places print it on white fabric bands and then print the underground on top of it. So, I'm not a fan. It doesn't look like that. It should be clear. But I'm just like, I don't think I could buy one and then like buy a costume and have to modify a lot of it. That could be tiring too. It might just be easier to make it myself, so I'm like ping-ponging back between the two ideas. Think of budget and stuff too. This one, I haven't seen pre-made for Kanae though. I've seen pre-made for Kuzuha, not Kanae. His earrings will not be bad. Because you just have a gold bar cuff and then these two cartilage cuffs. Those are something I can make. Her earrings though are crazy. I don't know if I can make that. She has 10 piercings. I have to consider a lot on how to make these while wearing them with a wig. And she has sideburns, so I gotta do a wig that covers the sideburns. I have to make sideburns and then cover them. There's a Hime cut. So cute. Her ahoge is 4 inches tall. I think she like on her profile she put like she's 5'8", and then the reality is she's 5'4", and then the additional reality she's 5'1", ahoge 3 inches long. Something like that. Her profile's hilarious. Funny. I've been watching her. I think the only things that can move the additional cosplays up are if I have someone doing a group with me. I think that's the only thing that would motivate me to put these up there, but again, I've just had unsuccessful groups for one reason or another. Sometimes things just don't come through, or like some things, or like, you know, we all change interests, that kind of stuff happens. it's hard to put a group together, but I think if I can actually get like a solid group and have faith and we're like all independently working on this together towards this goal together, that's like the perfect situation. Then I would do it. Karina's a dream cosplay? I don't know. I don't think I have dream cosplays. I think I just go off of my mood in the present. Because it's kind of like, okay, if I've wanted to cosplay this character for the past 2 or 3 years, then it's a sign that I really do want to do them. I think that's how I interpret it. I'm someone who's very rooted in the present. I look back on the past a little bit, but I don't think I'm too hung up on the past. I think about what can I do in the present or the near present. So like, con is coming up in the next 2 months. What can I do to reach my goal for con in that time? But I don't think of like, oh, sometime in my life I would love to do this. Because I'm just like, I don't think there's a reason to save something for the future. I think dreams just sounds too distant to me. And that's how I would interpret it. Okay, that's it for stream. I'm gonna call it 2 hours now. For real. I think my throat just has to rest at this point. So, thank you again, everyone, for coming to hang out with me today. Wow! Woohoo! Yay! Yay! Wow! Had a lot of fun. I appreciate it. Yes, those are my top 3 cosplay plans so far. If you want to talk to me about cosplay stuff, you're always free to, interact with me on Twitter. You can, like, reply to me and stuff, comment, whatever. DMs, I'm really, really bad at DMs. I don't know why. Because then that's just a separate box. I forget about the box and it goes into the void. So, no promises there. I'm pretty good on replies. Always reach out to me there, whether you have cosplay questions or just want to see what I'm up to in my cosplay making. If I post a whip and you're like, how did you make that? I'm more than happy to share either the tutorial I followed or steps I took to get there. Yes. On future streams, we're going to be looking more towards cosplay streams, focus streams, and doing some more game ones. I've been more interested in Animal Crossing. I'm going to do some Animal Crossing. I might even do a double stream today with no mic because my throat is giving out. We'll see. Harvestella and Animal Crossing. Octopath, maybe. That's the promise I always make but never actually do. Okay. Thanks to you all for hanging out with me today. I hope you, get far along in your cosplay hobbies and journeys. Share with me whatever you're interested in making. And I hope we get to our goals together. Until next time, I hope you all take care, rest well, eat well, look after yourselves, and I will see you all next time. Till then, bye! See ya! Bye! Bye!